Okay. Let me go through this presentation and especially a transformation, digital transformation journey at BASE. A company was led by retail. Company existing since 25 years in the telco industry, the mobile telco industry in Belgium. And this journey is from retail-led to app-led transformation. This is what I'm trying to, would like to communicate and present today. With BASE, BASE is in fact part of the Telenet group. Telenet group is the leading company in Belgium in terms of telecommunication service. Belgium is a small land country, 11 million people, but pretty crowded in terms of telecommunication players. And BASE is one of them. We are in fact reselling since 25 years postpaid and prepaid mobile plan and handset. We don't still sell fixed services, but our core focus is mobile. We are a brand in the telco industry. The branding is very important. We are an urban brand, ethnic, inclusive, cool brand. You will see some TV copy at the end of the presentation. In terms of market share, we have basically 900,000 customers. And we are number 4 in Belgium with a market share between 6 and 7%, which is pretty low compared to the 3 major players in Belgium. Having said that, like I said in my intro, BASE was really built on a traditional retail organization. We had, when I started BASE 5 years ago, we had more than 100 shops. Okay, for the size of Germany, for example, it's not a lot. For the size of Belgium, it's pretty okay. We had a pretty heavy retail organization, and we try to diminish, in fact, the retail organization, and we reduce, in fact, the retail organization by 2 in 5 years, and you will understand how we did it. Now, retail, it's very nice in terms of customer experience, in terms of human interaction, in terms of dealing with customer problem, but it costs a lot. It costs a lot, and in the end, if you want to have a mobile subscription on your device, why are you paying a parking ticket, queuing in a shop, and then coming back at home with your service, when you can do that, in fact, through an online order? But the fact is, the people they like retail. We like retail as well, but the cost linked to retail for a company like BASE with 6% market share is too high. Then we need to rethink our business model. We need to go into a transformation and have less dependence of retail in the future. Now, if you look at Kurt Lewin, which is a American psychologist, and he invented a formula, and I think it makes a lot of sense. The behavior of somebody, of the behavior of a group, is a function of the person or the group and the ecosystem, the environment. At BASE, we are not going to change the person or the group or the segment, but we can change the environment. And that's exactly what it's about. It's about digital transformation, but transformation, it's about changing the environment in order to change the behavior of a person or a group. And that's the journey we went through over the last 4 to 5 years. We had a retail organization pretty heavy, and the customer were going into retail and say, help me, please give me support, and online was just 10% of our customer interaction 4 years ago. And then what we would like to do is to go into a situation where retail is we are less dependent of retail, but online and self-service is in fact the main customer engagement platform going forward. This is the trajectory we went through over the last 5 years. Having said that, retail remains very important because NPS, Net Promoter Score at retail, BASE retail is 53. It's pretty impressive. Means that the customer really like to go to go shopping and to go shopping in retail and having the right information. Means if we want to have a digital transformation, this is what we need to achieve in terms of type of NPS. Our platform, our digital platform should be completely aligned with such a NPS level. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense and will fail. On top of that, we have in the telecommunication industry a lot of compliance stuff, a lot of regulation, a lot of rules, policies, and things like that, that we need to take into account when we start to build our digital platform and to be really in line with what the regulator are asking to a telecommunication company. And in 2016, I don't know if you remember that, but we had terrorist attack at the airport, in the metro, after Paris in Belgium. It was a big commotion, in fact, in the population. And the government raised the bar in terms of authentication, telco industry, just making sure that the people buying a subscription are the right one, they are not terrorists and things like that, especially in the prepaid area. We had a lot of prepaid cards helping, in fact, the terrorist attack at that stage. And then the regulation in 2016-17 raised up. And in order to implement that through an online flow, it was pretty challenging, because one of the rules was to have a physical identification of the customer. How to transform a physical identification into online world, that was, in fact, a big challenge at that time. And to be very honest, it reduced, in fact, the pace of change by 2 at that time. That's basically the challenge, is to make sure that the people buying something in our prepaid or mobile subscription is the right one. That's really the first thing we need to put in place. If we cannot succeed in this authentication process, we can stop, in fact, and be back, in fact, in the retail world, the old world. And that's the challenge, is to stop, in fact, this queuing and to make sure that we are with our processes in an online flow. What we decide to do is to put all the effort, all the investment on the app platform. We didn't want to go into a web type of digital transformation. Our digital transformation idea was really to put base in the pocket of the customer. That was the vision and the mission 5 years ago. And the point is, what I've just explained, we need, in fact, to translate that into an app world, the authentication, the activation, and all that stuff through an easy app world. With what we would like also to achieve is to have some kind of NPS related to retail. That was the challenge. And again, the first step was to the authentication. The authentication, what was, I think, the biggest challenge. It took us basically 2 years after raising the bar of the regulators to make sure that we can order and activate a SIM card through an app. We did it, in fact, we had three ways to authenticate the customer. It's Me, at that time, was not well known, was known but not well known. Now, It's Me is a platform used by 7 million Belgian citizens. It's used for tax reason. It's used by the bank to authenticate the customer. Now it's really popular. For sure, we integrated It's Me in our platform to make sure that we have a legal type of authentication within the sales process. But for example, for foreigner people, it's impossible because they don't have any Belgium ID card, and we have in Belgium a lot of foreigners, especially with European Commission and things like that, coming every year and looking for a subscription. Then we look at another solution, which is Onfido. And Onfido is a cloud service, it's very smart cloud services. You take a picture of your passport, you take a picture of yourself, a selfie, and in the cloud, they are making the link and give you a go or no go. just to make this platform compliant from a regulator perspective, it took us 18 months. And that's also, I think, an important watch out, especially in such a regulated industry. Yeah, the pace of change can take some time. But it's now completely compliant from a regulation perspective. Okay, we have integrated all those authentication tools in our platform. We can start to sell through our app, and then we need to activate your SIM card, because that's the second step. First, you sell a subscription, and then the customer should activate the SIM card. And what's happening when you have online flow? For sure, we need to send the SIM card to the customer house in the mailbox, and then the customer receives the SIM card, activate the SIM card, and guess what? 20% of the customers are not activated the SIM card because they changed their mind, or the SIM card was lost, or they think that 24 hours or 48 hours is too long, but there are plenty of reasons. Means that if you compare online flow and retail flow, retail, you activate the SIM card on the spot and 100% of your sales is activated. In online flow, 80% of your sales are activated. And that was also a big issue if you want to, yeah, we have budget, we have also commitment towards our shareholders. If you push hard your online process, yeah, you need to sell much more, just to compensate, in fact, the way the customer are behaved. Now, what came 2 years ago on the market, we didn't implement that 2 years ago because the technology was not mature, is the dematerialization of the SIM card. No more plastic, electronic SIM card, what we call eSIM. eSIM now is more and more popular. Since a year in Europe, Apple launched iPhone eSIM only last year in US, but in Europe we are always a little bit laggards from a technology perspective, and we are now ramping up in terms of eSIM. eSIM is really, that's the size. If you look at nano SIM, and an eSIM is just something embedded on your smartphone. You don't need plastic eSIM anymore, and you can put 5 telephone numbers on your eSIM, which is nice if you are traveling or you need to have different telephone number on your smartphone. This is a breakthrough technology in the telco world, the mobile telco world, because you just need to scan a QR code, and when this QR code is scanned, you download the app, and in 2 minutes time, you get such a screen. We have implemented eSIM, and in 2 minute time, your eSIM is activated. If you compare with the previous world, when the customer should do the subscription and authentication flow and then receive 2 days later a plastic SIM card and then activate the plastic SIM card, this is a breakthrough technology. It takes 2 minutes. This is really digital transformation from a company and from a customer perspective. And then when it's activated, you are part of the club. And then you can start to use, for sure, your mobile services, but also you can start to use your app. You see your consumption. You see, in fact, you can have the history of your bill. You have bill presentment. You can look at your consumption in your bill. You have different way to pay your bill integrated in the app. You can change your tariff plan easily from prepaid to postpaid, from postpaid to prepaid. Upgrade, downgrade, just one click. You have for sure all the information related to your plan. You can manage your options. You can contact through chat services in your smartphone a customer contact if needed. You can block your plan if you don't want to have surprises, especially with your kids. You have gamification, you have communication, you have promotion, you have system maintenance communication. You have, in fact, everything in your pocket. And that was really the idea, is to have a state-of-the-art platform to replace what an advisor can do in a shop. For sure, the advisor remains the backdoor. If something is really happening and we cannot fix that through a digital engagement platform, the advisor and the retail will remain for years, but we'll have a smaller footprint. Having technology in place is important, and to have very good technology in place is much more important, but we need to communicate about it. If we don't communicate about it, you know, the customer will not use it. And that's why we have integrated our app in every customer touchpoint since basically 3 years. And I will show you a TV copy. It's in French. I don't know if somebody speaks French in this room, but you will understand the concept of what I'm just saying.
Allô Tom, c'est papa. Dis, je suis encore au boulot. Ça va aller pour te faire manger?
Eh les gens, c'est gentil de vous inquiéter, mais on gère. Et avec l'app MyBase, on gère aussi notre abonnement nous-mêmes. Génération débrouille quoi. Base, based on you. En plus, avec DataJump, les datas non utilisées sont automatiquement reportées au mois suivant.
Means since years we are communicating not about just subscription plan, but we are communicating about the value of a digital platform. And that's interesting because our digital platform is starting to be a customer value proposition. And it's a differentiation point compared to the other telco in Belgium, who have not invested in such a communication, who have not invested in such a state-of-the-art platform. And I really believe this is a great way to look at things from a digital perspective, a customer perspective. For sure, on the website, it's always the best promo, always online. We are continuing the logic of going online. And that's the situation today. 4 years ago, you remember retail was at 90% of all customer touchpoint. Now, online has increased and retail has basically divided by 2 in terms of importance in our channel mix. But we still need to go there when online and chatbot, call center, and things like that will have 80% of the customer touch point going forward. It took us 4 years to go there. I believe with AI, with all the bots, the automation, what we listened yesterday in terms of autonomous AI agent, I think we can go there in 2-3 years. We'll be at that stage, more or less. That's really a belief. And just to close this presentation, if you look at digital transformation, it's not having a squad somewhere in your agile organization building apps. Absolutely not. We need that. But we need to have the full organization behind a mission, behind a vision, and going for digital transformation. And this is, in fact, what we did. We are not yet there, but I think we are moving in the right direction. Thank you.